Whether you're sitting in your PJs with dirty diapers all around you, or you're a working mom on the way to lead a big corporate meeting, I'm here to tell you that your life has more meaning than you think. You're all the things that you are, but you're also a mother. A mother who has been called and hand-chosen by God to pour into His next generation. You get to raise His children. Motherhood is a ministry, and that's why I've pulled some of the most amazing Christian mothers I know to pour into me and you and biblically equipped us with all the tools and resources to raise our children. So get ready, because the Motherhood is My Ministry podcast series starts now. Hello, welcome back to the Chosen Ministries podcast. I am your host, Sydney Kell, and we are diving into my new series, Motherhood is My Ministry. Today, I have one of my close friends, Kasey, with me. I decided to have her on today because she is actually a doula, which is really cool. If you didn't know what a doula is, basically they help people give birth, basically. Like they give them, I'm going to say posing techniques. That's like a photography thing. Is that what it is?
Positioning, pain management techniques.
Yeah, like all the things that help mothers feel at ease and comfortable during birth. And I just feel like she is going to be a great person for this podcast because her story is very inspiring, because this is a newer journey for her, something that she started not too long ago as a single mom. And she is just taking the city by storm. She has so many clients in St. Louis now. She's just blowing up and she's doing so good. And it's truly because I know she's just been partnering with God on this. And I feel like for any moms out there that want to start a business, start chasing a dream, this is going to be a podcast for you, because a lot of times moms feel like we are stuck when we become moms, but really your journey is not stuck. You're not on pause. Yeah. You really can just keep going at it. So before I dive into this, because I'm excited, I want you to just kind of tell them a little bit more about you, your personal self, and then anything about like doula, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, absolutely. So, even though I am a doula now, that wasn't always what I did. Mm-hmm. And I kind of, honestly, 2 years ago when I had my son, almost 3 years now, I didn't even know what a doula was.
Yeah.
So it's been a crazy journey, but I started in journalism school nonetheless. And I kind of found myself just not really having fulfillment mm-hmm. in that. And then I started at a corporate job, and it was supporting me. Mm-hmm. It was supporting my son. But I just didn't feel that fulfillment every day. It was kind of like, I have to do this 40 hours a week. This is just a paycheck to me.
Right.
And so then I kind of started, like, God planted a dream in my heart. Mm-hmm. Because after I had my son, I just fell in love with birth and becoming an empowered, I guess, birther or mother.
Yeah.
Not just being a, just like a passerby or like a, person on the
mm-hmm.
sidelines in birth, but actually like feeling empowered and taking initiative and making those decisions in birth.
Yeah. That's amazing. And so, like, what made you feel, you're in the depths of motherhood? She is newly engaged, but at the time, yes, so exciting. At the time, she was single mom. And when you started pursuing being a doula, you were completely single, right?
Yeah.
You weren't in the past relationship.
No.
Okay. So like basically what gave you like the confidence, the boldness to be like, I can do this. Like I'm by myself here, but like, I'm going to make this happen for us. Like what gave you that boldness?
Yeah, that's such a good question, and such, an interesting story of kind of how God, he'll give us a dream. And then sometimes he has to like give us a push, mm-hmm. give us a nudge to step into that.
Yeah.
So after the birth of my son in 2021, I just kind of felt on my heart, I want to become a doula. I want to mm-hmm. help other moms do this. Yeah. And I didn't feel that release to start pursuing that mm-hmm. until this year, at the beginning, excuse me, beginning of this year in 2023, when I kind of felt the release to start the certification process.
Okay.
And have the time. And so through that, me and Dom, my fiance, mm-hmm. we just recently started dating, kind of getting to know each other. But yeah, we weren't even like official until like when I started this. Mm-hmm. And so I started going to the classes, and then it was June this year where I just the Lord kind of pushed me out of my corporate job.
Yeah.
You know, I was top in my company. I was making great money.
Yeah.
But like I said, I was lacking fulfillment. And then as soon as I made the leap and just trusted him to provide the clients, to show me the business strategies, to provide the finances, because as still a single mom, not engaged yet, I didn't know where my money was coming from for us. And so I really just had to trust God. Keep tithing is the biggest thing. I had to keep tithing. Every source of income I had coming in, 10% went to God, because it's all his anyway. Yeah. And I really have seen God move in that.
I love that. Yeah.
So I just trusted him, and every single month he has provided, and every single month he has shown me another layer of himself and another layer of trust. Yeah. That we can trust him. And whenever he gives you a dream, whenever he gives you a vision, like I always say, like, this is not my ministry. This is God's ministry that he's entrusted me to steward. Absolutely. And so every move I make, I'm in prayer. Okay, God, is this what you want me to do? Okay, God, where are we going? And as soon as I get off step and it's about me, that's whenever I like stumble and he pulls me back. Like, no, you have to walk with me. Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so good.
It's funny because your question.
Yeah, it did. Well, it's funny because like I know your story because I was there during the whole thing, but just like hearing it over, I'm like, gosh, that is so crazy because like God is so good.
He is. He really is.
Okay, so she mentioned something about tithing, so I want to just touch up on that because I feel like, too, for my personal business, when we started our photography company, tithing was really, really important to us, and I feel like some people can be like, okay, what does that have to do with, like, starting a business, when really it has everything to do with starting with a business, because something she said about is, like, it's already God's, so if it's already God's, then why would he want, you know, our 10% of our paycheck? So, like, if I got paid $100, giving him back the first $10 of that $100. And it's because it's an act of faith. Yeah. So in her season of life, she was now unemployed. She was going at this business. So she's waiting for clients to come in. That's really, really scary. And still, any payment that she got in, she tithed that first 10%. And that shows God, like, I'm trusting you. Yeah. I don't have the funds coming in. I don't know when it's coming in, but I'm trusting in you. I know this is going to be a good thing. You've got me. This is your plan. And I do truly believe acts of faith like that is the reason why your business is so blessed so quickly. Yeah. And it was very similar with our business when me and Tony started our photography company, and when we were like 18 years old, 7 years ago. One of the biggest thing was that we were always tithing, always even giving on top of that. And it's also like with the grateful heart of like, all right, Lord, like this is your business. I want to partner with you. And this 10% of what it is, like, God, I'm just asking that you just bless it. And I truly believe there's no way it won't be blessed, because that act of faith, like the Lord loves to see faith. So I love that you touched up on that, because that's like something I'm very passionate about. Same. Specifically too, I love to talk about it because I don't work for a church. She doesn't work for a church. I feel like a lot of people are like, churches just don't want money. Some do. Some definitely do. Absolutely. But in this case, it does not benefit us at all to tell you that tithing changed our lives. So
absolutely. And there's a scripture, and like this is kind of what changed the game for me, is it was like it was about tithing, and it mentioned like robbing God. And I kind of thought, well, how can we rob God if it's already his? And I heard a pastor say, you're not robbing God of his money because it's all his anyway. You're robbing him of the opportunity to bless you. Yeah. And that just completely changed my perspective to say, God, like, I want to give you my first 10%. I want to give you my first because I trust you. And in faith, I know that you will come through. Yeah. And he has every single time and time again, just the most random things. Like there can be a time where I think, oh my gosh, like rent is due 3 days from now. Like, what am I going to do? And I'll be praying. And then it happens, you know, and like God is a provider. He takes care of his children, and what he says he's going to do. So tithing is so important. Like she said, we do not work for churches. Yeah. So really this is just like a secret in our lives that we've found success in, and just a deeper like relationship with the Lord. And doing business with God is so much more fun. Like it's just so much more fun to not have to feel like you are so stressed out all the time. Like me and Tony talk about it all the time, because like we're in business, and with our company, we're a wedding photography and videography company, and we'll have like our competition, and sometimes I'll like
see them posting or whatever, and it just seems like it's so stressful, like they're like losing sleep over certain things, and we're in the same industry, we're at the same level, and some of them are even like, in my eyes, like above us. And I'm like, why are we not stressing? And I truly believe it's because like we have the peace of the Lord, because we know this is his business, so he's going to provide it. And in scripture too, it says like he adds with no sorrow to it also. So I feel like with the workload, like he takes the heaviness of some of the things that business owners struggle with sometimes, mainly like mentally, so that we can just pursue it fully, because like we have that trust in him. So that's my number one piece of advice, is make sure you partner with God. Okay, so when you decided you were going to go after this certification and start, putting into your business with marketing and photo shoots and whatever else that you've done, what did life look like for you as a mom? Like, did you do this? Did you get a sitter, or was it when, excuse me, your son was with his dad, or like when did you find the time to really like put in this type of work?
Yeah, I would say during his nap times, because I couldn't always, at that time, I didn't want to invest in a sitter just yet.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what the return was going to be.
Right.
So during his nap times, when he would go to bed, I'd be up at night making content. When he was at his dad's house, for those times, I would be making content. And I will say I had to set a boundary.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I wasn't just on the clock anymore.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing 40 hours. It was kind of like, okay, I can't be doing this all day, every day. So I had to set my own schedule and like block out times where, okay, Jude's going to be sleeping 1:30 to 3:30. So that's my work time today. And I loved it so much because I felt like I could be so present with my son during the times that he was awake.
Yeah.
And then during his sleep, then I could work on like my passion, which is birth, labor, delivery, motherhood, all of those things. And so it didn't even feel like work to me anymore.
Yeah.
Because it was what I loved to do. And isn't God so funny? Like I went to school for journalism and now I'm writing, making content, editing, while being a doula. So it's like all those skills are like coming together for something I never expected him to do.
It's amazing. Okay, so you kind of touched base on this a little bit, but I remember early on with your business, there was a pivotal moment for you where we both heard this message at our church where you ask the Lord, to bless it. Like, God, like, this is my business, take it, bless it. I remember you did that, and something like life just like, I feel like the business like completely changed, or you felt more peace or something.
Yeah.
Kind of speak into just like what that looked like, that prayer, and like what happened, like what changed.
Yeah. That was a big moment in the STL doula and in my heart in general.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize what was holding me back from, there was just something that was like stirring in my spirit and in my heart that I didn't quite know what it was. And so I started fasting. And then the Lord revealed to me that it was actually pride that was in my heart. And I wanted to do everything myself. And I was like, I got it, God. I don't need to ask you for help. And even though I thought like I wasn't bothering God by not asking him, I was actually being prideful and not
allowing him to
like come in and help and do the work that needed to be done.
Yeah.
And so once I realized that there was like a root of pride, I was able to like pray against that, and just in humility start asking God for help. And it just kind of felt like a release took place.
Yeah.
And the floodgates opened.
Yeah.
In the business and in my heart too. Like there was just something so light about releasing that. And I wanted to go back to something you said earlier about like, why am I not losing sleep like other businesses seem to be? And I have people ask me this all the time. They're like, if you're always on call as a doula, anyone can go into labor at any time. How do you have peace? How do you even sleep at night? Yeah. And I'm like, it's just the supernatural power of God, because I sleep like a baby. Well, babies don't sleep that good. But
what is that saying?
I know. But I sleep great at night. And if like, one of my clients happened to go into labor, I know like God's going to provide someone to help me with childcare if I have Jude that night. Like I just have complete peace that he's already gone before me. Yeah. And he's prepared a way. Yeah. So yeah, it's just trusting God. And I feel like, maybe other doulas like lose sleep and stress and like can get themselves really just like wound up. But with the Lord, like he is my peace. And I know that this is his ministry. And so he's already provided for that.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so how has God helped grow and sustain your business now? Because now, I mean, you've been pursuing it. How long has it been? A year?
In January is when I started the certification process. And then June of this year is when the end of June is when I went full time as a doula.
That's so crazy because I feel like, how many births have you already had? I feel like people who have been in like for so long will get like one a year. Like, I feel like you have so many.
Yeah. I mean, so far, like I have 18 booked.
That's crazy.
I know.
That's so many. That's amazing.
I know. It completely blew my mind because my goal was like, if I can just help one mom, then that's enough for me.
Yeah.
And the fact that I get to do this multiple times a month and like meet different people from different walks of life and like pray over them and pray over their children, and their families. It's so special. But so far I've been in about 8 births.
That is like so many. Like, that's amazing. I feel like you're like a pro. And 2 sets of twins.
Yeah.
So not just
twin moms.
Normal births. I mean, that's crazy to me. Like, if you're a twin mom, I have all the respect for you.
Same. Same.
How do you birth 2 at the same time? Oh my gosh.
Twin moms, they're just superheroes, seriously. Just like carrying that that much weight. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like with one, I was so tired and so like just bedridden. And so the fact that like moms couldn't be out here, and both of my twin clients went to 42 weeks.
That's crazy. I mean, amazing. Because that's not normal.
Yeah. But like, so one of the biggest things that clients will say to me is, and like the reason why they hire me is because I am a faith-based doula.
Yeah.
And when I first started this business, I got a lot of feedback like, oh, if you don't market yourself as a Christian, you can still be a Christian, but don't like put that out there because people won't hire you. But that's the number one reason why people are hiring me. And I've even had moms hire me that are not Christians, and then kind of start coming back to their faith through the resources that I'm giving them, through the scripture that's in the guide that I wrote. And it's not that I'm forcing it on them. I'm just providing
it's just who you are, and it's like the overflow of just who you are.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that because for our photography business, me and Tony, like the very beginning, we named it Chosen Everything. Chosen Photography was the first Chosen Photography, and that is obviously biblical, and it was very important to us that we be faith-based, and it's in our bio, it's on our website, it's who we are, and it's just a lot of the times we have pulled in clients that are like-minded like us and some that aren't, and they're respectful towards it, and it's amazing. Recently we had this client and they booked like all of our highest packages. It was amazing. Like, it was like totally like a goal client for us. And they were like, yeah, I mean, your work is obviously, good, but what sold us was the fact that you worship Jesus Christ.
Wow.
And I was like, dang, that's so cool, because 7 years of business now, people are still wanting people and trusting people who are like-minded like them. So I think there is nothing that, my business has been more beneficial saying that I'm a Christian. And like you've said, like, not everyone of your clients are Christians. Like, I've done a ton of Indian weddings and things like that too, Vietnamese. We don't push away different cultures. Of course, that's strange. But but just to say, like, people respect it, but a lot of people are like more inclined to book with us because we do put out there, like, we are Christians and we love Jesus and we do everything to hopefully bring God the glory in our business. So
and in the culture that we live in today, it is more important now. I want to say than ever, but it's always been important. But like, just in the culture that we live in, it's important that we take a stance and that we don't compromise in our values. We don't compromise in our beliefs, and we just share the light because we found it. And that's the whole point of being a Christian, is to like spread that with others.
Okay. So I know there's so much, but what is one piece of advice that you could give to a mom that is wanting to start a business?
Yeah, absolutely. I hear this all the time from even my own clients. Like, how do you do this? How are you a single mom, soon to not be a single mom, but like, how are you a single mom? How do you find the childcare? How do you find the time? And the biggest thing I would say is if God's given you a dream, it is because he has already gone before you and he already knows the obstacles you're going to face and he has a solution for it, like for that problem already. So you just, even though you don't see step 7, trust him that you can take step 1 and he's going to provide for you. And just put your trust in him. Don't put your trust in yourself. Because every single time that I've had a client go into labor in the middle of the night, there's been childcare. Every single time I've had a 60-hour labor, which only happened once, but you know, these things happen. There's family there, there's friends there that will come and support you. Yeah. And so just trust that God has provided already, and this is going to grow your faith. Is what I would say. Yeah. Because that's the hardest, like faith is a hard concept and it's a hard journey to walk out, but it is so important. And through that, you're going to just grow a deeper like intimacy and relationship with the Lord. Each and every time, each and every step that you take. And the journey's going to be so much more worth it than staying comfortable. Because even though I was making like great money as a single mom, you know, because to me, I was like pretty proud of that. I'm like, I'm a single mom. I can provide for myself. I can provide for my children. But I was so dead inside. Yeah. Just like, oh my gosh, I have to work again. Yeah. And now I'm like, I get to work again. Like it doesn't even feel like a job. Yeah. Absolutely. So what does motherhood look like to you right now in this season of life? And what's your favorite part about it? Yeah. Because your son is turning 3 in just a couple months. So that's like kind of, you're a toddler till you're like 4, right? Yeah. He's definitely until they get a haircut, then they're 10. Yeah, literally. He's a grown man right now. He is a grown man. Kind of what motherhood looks like right now is just learning how to juggle. Yeah. And every day is not going to look the same and not having just like a death grip on control. Okay. So learning to release control has been so important to me because I'm such a, like if I have a plan and something goes haywire, I can get really stressed out. Yeah. But I just have to like take a deep breath and trust that, okay, like this is still going to get done. It may not get done in my timing, but this just kind of like came to my mind. But like in the Bible, it says like walk with the Lord, don't run with the Lord. Yeah. So I think I can sometimes outpace God and just like want to get everything done right now. And he's kind of like, slow down, enjoy these moments because they go by so fast. You know, the days are long, but the years are short with your kids. So motherhood, just juggling, figuring out like where to invest my time because each day may look different. Each week may look different. But yeah, just always coming back to like prayer every day because that's like my lifeline. Yeah. And just really like taking my time and just honoring the busyness and like feeling blessed for these things that could seem to be burdens. Absolutely. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. And so where can they find you if they want to follow you or reach out to you? Yeah. Social media, website, whatever. Yeah. So on Instagram, I'm the STL doula. That's where you'll find everything that you need to know. There's links on there if you're interested in a doula or learning more about what a doula is. And my DMs are always open. I love questions and just conversations regarding faith, motherhood, all of the above. Awesome. Well, you killed it. Thank you so much for being on. Awesome, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Motherhood is My Ministry series. Make sure to check out a couple more episodes that are coming up after this and to follow along also because on this podcast, the Chosen Ministries podcast, we're going to have different segments. So there might be another season 2 coming out of the Motherhood is My Ministry series, but also Tony has another little segment that he's going to be doing himself on this podcast, which is going to be really exciting. So make sure to follow along. Thank you guys so much for watching and we'll see you guys next time. Bye. Thank you. Bye.